Good freaking morning to everyone. Some people might say, Joe, you're crazy. I know Jen would say, Joe, you're crazy. Working on 4 hours of sleep. I'm up bright and early. And we're heading off to try to do this Star Wars thing. I said I was going to try to do it. And now I'm walking from my warm, comfy bed to the car so I can drive to Hollywood Studios, so I can stand in line with a bunch of other crazy maniacs to try to get on Rise of the Resistance. So we'll see. I'm gonna give it my best, see what's gonna happen. I mean, it is early, it's about 5:20 a.m. I was up, so we're gonna see how it's gonna go. I'll keep you guys up to date here on what's happening, and hopefully I'll get a boarding group. We'll see. Tune in to find out what'll happen. The only thing I can honestly say is that I'm not the only crazy person. There are a lot of loony people up this early. 5:30. We'll see. We'll see how it's going to go. From what I've seen so far, they should start letting us in around 6:15. Park opens at 7. So get my phone ready. Get ready to start refreshing. We'll see how it's going to go. Holy cow, I can't believe I'm doing this. Oh. All right, we are in line. It's 5:40. Parked. Got in through security. Now we're standing in line to actually get into the park. It's pretty crowded. It's 5:40 in the morning and it's pretty crowded. So we'll see when we get in. Probably going to get a boarding group. We'll see what number it is, what time I'll have to be back later today for it, but I'll keep you guys up to date. We are in the park. So quick update, they started letting guests in at 6:20, and from where I was standing I made it in the park at 6:23. So now we just have to kind of hang out until 7 till the park officially opens and get on the app, try to get the boarding group. We'll see. There's just throngs and throngs of people just coming in. And they just keep coming. Oh man, be lucky if I can get a boarding group today. This might all be for nothing. So all right, stay tuned to see what'll happen. At this point I better get on this frickin' ride, man, I'm telling you. All right, well, we are in. They let guests in up to certain points within the parks. So they'll let people congregate up to a certain point, but the park does not officially open until 7. So once that happens, then the massive throng, the massive rush of people moves on to those rides after they get their boarding pass for Rise of the Resistance, is my guess. But anyway, with the amount of people that came in today, I did ask somebody, this seems to be the norm. He said that it didn't seem like it was busier than what it's been. So being that it's a Friday, it's Martin Luther King weekend, I wasn't sure if maybe that would be busier. But anyway, so we're here. A lot of people in this park already just sitting around waiting. Huge long line for Starbucks. Big surprise there. Not a lot of things open yet this morning. So if you're going to do this, try to bring a protein bar or something. Try to snack on something before you actually leave your hotel room. But yeah, so far so good. We'll see at 7 what happens with everybody getting online at the same time. Again, stay tuned. It's 6:58. Okay, I am starting to get nervous. Okay, now I'm really nervous. Get ready. We're gonna get ready. I'm on the site. I'm on the Disney app.
Welcome
Find
to
out
Disney
more.
Hollywood Studios. A virtual queue is being used for admission to the Star Wars Rise of the Resistance attraction.
Okay, boarding group 90. After all that, boarding group 90. We'll see what time that's going to be. At least I'm on a boarding group, but we'll see if it actually gets to me today. All right, well, mission somewhat accomplished. Got boarding group 90, so at least I got a boarding group. Whether we get to 90 before the end of the day is anyone's guess. Massive amount of people here. I mean, the crowds are just insane. They keep coming in. Like, they started letting us in at 6:20. 6:23 I was through and I was in, but people kept coming. It is now, I just did the boarding pass and I left. It's now 7:10. I'm walking back to the car and people are still coming in. So it's been a non-stop onslaught. Non-stop people coming in. All right, I'm back in the car. That was a little stressful. People just kept coming in. They started letting us in at 6:20. I was in at 6:23. I just left, it was 7:10, and people were still coming in. So very, very crowded. I don't know if it's because of Galaxy's Edge. They did say at the time when it first opened that perhaps some people were waiting till Rise. And now Rise of the Resistance is open, and people are coming. They're crazy. Anyway, I got the boarding group. I'm boarding group 90. I was delayed a little bit, and I didn't read this anywhere, so just a little tip. I'm using Jen's Disney account. So I have the app, but I've logged in under her username and password. So it defaulted to her name. So I had to actually deselect her name and select me as the guest who is actually in the park. It didn't detect that she was there. She wasn't with me. So it wouldn't let me get a boarding group number. So I had to deselect her, select my name, and then it allowed me to get in. That's probably why I got 90 and why I didn't get anything sooner. But anyway, it goes quick. You got to be there and you got to do it. The only other thing I could say is that you perhaps maybe don't have to get here that early. You want to get here early enough to be able to get through security so you can get into the park before 7. But to get here at 5:30, I don't know if that's really truly necessary. Just try to time it so that you can get through security. But the throngs of people, not only security, but you want to time it so that you can actually get through the line and get into the park by 7. So you got to kind of time it, 6:15 maybe. If you're up and come out. I mean, we just stood around and it went pretty quick. But all right, I'll keep you up to date on what's happening. Stay tuned. We'll see if I'm actually going to get on this thing. Boarding group 90. Keep your fingers crossed for me. All right, quick update from inside Oga's Cantina. Boarding group 90 for my quest to ride Rise of the Resistance is not looking very good. Currently, the new order has taken over and they have shut down the ride. It is currently...
Really, it means the ride is broken down again.
Again, yeah. Currently not operational. We are stuck at boarding group 36. It is currently about 11:30. Odds are not looking good. It's the Resistance backed up against the wall with...
That's why I slept in.
With little hope of actually succeeding. But who knows? At the last minute, we might have something come and save us all. We'll see. I'm not hopeful. Well, I guess maybe I'm hopeful. I'm just not optimistic. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Well, here's my Rise of the Resistance update. I have kind of a frown on my face. That usually means not good news, Jen.
So what happened, Joe?
Well, Rise was down for several hours today. So by the time it came back up, started letting people back on, it went down again. So we had to leave Hollywood Studios because we have other plans for this evening, and kind of got stuck. Wasn't able to ride it today. However, but my darling, lovely wife was able to save me. Oh. Here you go, honey. So why don't you explain what you did?
Well, I calmly went to guest services in Hollywood Studios and pleaded our case.
My husband
saying,
works so much for me and does so much for me and the kids. And oh, can you just help him out, please?
No,
Sprinkle some pixie dust.
No.
Well, kind of sort of like that.
I simply said, listen, my husband got here like everybody else did at 5:30 this morning. Was given boarding group 90.
90.
The ride went down. Has been down for hours and hours and hours, and we have dinner plans tonight. We can't wait around. And as it was, his group wasn't going to get called anyway, it turns out. So they said to go back to the Ride of the Resistance and talk to a cast member there. So we did. I found a plaid shirted fellow named Ricardo.
Ricardo was from Messina, Sicily.
He was very sweet.
Yeah, that's
And
my homeland there.
we
Not
t-
Messina itself, but Sicily. So yeah, there was a little bit of bond going on. I like that. That was good.
So we told him what was going on, and he wrote Joe out a boarding pass for him to use any day for the rest of our trip that will allow him to get on next time he's at Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, so I'm hoping.
So Jenny saved the day.
Yes, thank you, honey. So yeah.
So hopefully he can ride it. Today's Friday, on Sunday when we go back to Hollywood Studios.
So we'll see. If I will continue to update as we go along, continue to stay tuned. We'll see what happens. And heck, if by the end of this video you see Rise of the Resistance on, yeah, all right, sounds good. We'll see what happens. So just breathe. Thanks, honey.
You're
Appreciate it.
welcome.
All right. Well, continue on. See what happens. Stay tuned.